more than growing up, the silent storm in Filipino minds. Tap, shoot, escape. Online games is a new comfort zone. Screen time, stress time. What our minds say about online gaming. From crisis to care, how DOH and NGOs are rewiring mental health support today. Adolescents, adults, one thing connects many of us today: screens. But behind every scroll, every tap, every late-night game, one might ask, what's really going on in the mind?
Mapita.
Maayong adlaw.
Good day, Philippines! In this special news report, we shine the spotlight on a crisis that's been hiding in plain sight.
It's not just about drama or mood swings. For some, it's sleepless nights, silent tears, and the pressure to keep up in a world that never slows down.
Some turn to games, some get lost in social media, and some, they just sit down, quietly fading in classrooms, homes, and even their own minds.
In Helpline PH, we bring you news that will open your eyes and maybe even save lives.
You're watching Helpline PH, where every story goes beyond the headline. Live from GONR Studio in Davao City. It's July 10, 2025.
I'm Alexandra Gudes.
And I'm Yan Saludo.
Together, we bring you the truth behind today's most pressing health issues. This is more than just news. It's a wake-up call.
Because when the mind suffers silently, it's time for the nation to listen loudly. This is Helpline PH. Your pulse, your peace, your first choice.
From the noise of high school hallways to the silent stress of city streets after night shifts, one thing connects us all. Adolescents and adults. Two chapters in life, both carrying silent battles. But are we listening? Let's hear the report under Dato Nazar Ampatuan.
In a nationwide study, 1 in 5 Filipino adolescents say they feel alone most days. More than half don't get enough physical activity, and bullying, it's rising, both in school and online. Among adults, from hypertension to outbreaks, life becomes a maze of pressure. But today, mental health is the wound we don't always see until it's too late.
Magandang araw! I'm here in one of Davao's growing place, a place filled with laughter and life. Pero bisan diri malikayan ang kamatuoran. Daghang batan-o ug hamtong ang nag-antos, hilom-hilom lang. As an adolescent facing circumstances in life, kamusta ka?
So why are both teens and adults working inside us? What's really happening in the spaces we never talk about? In tonight's report, we'll trace the invisible lines that connect us through stress, anxiety, and yes, even the escape we'll turn to online gaming. When life gets too loud, some press play to silence the noise.
We've seen the weight of expectations: school, work, family, and society. And for many, it's a daily battle we don't always see.
And let's be real, some of us fight that battle with the controller in one hand and snack in the other.
Ah yes, the great escape, online games, from Mobile Legends to Candy Crush. But don't worry, we're not judging. We've all been there.
So, before we dive into the digital comfort zone of gaming, we've invited someone who knows what it's like to tap, shoot, and temporarily forget your thesis deadline.
Thanks, anchors. Hi everyone, I'm Christine. And yes, I admit it, gaming has saved my sanity more times than I can count. One time, I told myself I'd play for just 30 minutes to relax after class. Next thing I knew, 3 a.m. Eyes red, grades still unread. But jokes aside, gaming gave me peace until it started messing with my sleep, my focus, and honestly, my mood. Because let's face it, when we spend more time in the game than in real life, it might be time to pause and check, are we escaping stress or just avoiding it? So let's talk about it. What happens when fun starts to feel like pressure? Coming up next, tap, shoot, escape. Online games as the new comfort zone.
In today's fast-paced world, more and more people are finding comfort, not in coffee shops or parks, but on their screens. Whether it's Mobile Legends, PUBG, or Roblox, online gaming has become more than just a pastime. It's now a digital comfort zone, especially for adolescents and young professionals.
That's right, Vians. A recent study shows that over 40% of teenagers turn to online games as a way to relieve stress. But it's not just teens. Adults, especially those in BPOs and shift-based jobs, also game after work to relax and escape the pressures of daily life. Let's hear the report from Zenea Hontiveros on the scene.
Thank you, AG. I'm here at a popular gaming hub in the city where players of all ages log in after school or work. Some say gaming helps them with cope academic pressure or work fatigue. Here, we sit down with real voices from both generations.
Sometimes mag-choose kung play games instead mag-socialize kay ang games sa good kasabot-sabot. Sometimes ang people din.
Among outlet learning ang Valorant, pero karon kay wala naman gana magtrabaho yung hindi ko.
But while gaming offers an emotional outlet, experts are warning for its long-term effects if done excessively. This is not another use of ampatuan, tapping into the gaming realities of today's youth. That's the latest from the ground. Back to you, studio.
Thank you, Zenea. From a health perspective, balance is key. Excessive screen time can disrupt sleep, lower motivation, and even affect eating patterns. We've heard reports of students gaming until dawn or skipping meals just to play. Here's what a mental health expert had to say. Wise words. It's clear that while online games can be a safe space, they can also become a trap when routines are lost. When the escape becomes a routine, and that routine becomes the only comfort, we ask, what's the real cost on our mental health? More news will be delivered when the Healthline returns. Now that was eye-opening. Who knew online gaming could be both your therapy and your trap?
Guilty, to be honest. 1 minute, I'm stressing with a game. Next minute, it's 4 a.m. and I'm arguing with a 12-year-old in Mobile Legends.
Well, if your win streak is longer than your sleep streak, then we might have a problem.
But jokes aside, that's the reality for many young Filipinos. Gaming isn't just a game anymore. It's become a mental safety net. And sometimes it's the only place where they feel in control.
That's why we're bringing back Christine, who who has more to say, not just as a gamer, but as someone who's been there.
Thanks again, anchors. You know, I used to say gaming is my reward. Finish a quiz, game. Bad day, game. No motivation at all, still game. But eventually, I wasn't playing for fun anymore. I was playing just to avoid everything else. Deadlines, messages, conversations I didn't want to have. Real life was too noisy, so I turned the volume down and turned my screen on. I thought I was relaxing, but really, I was just postponing the pressure. And the weirdest part, the more I played, the worse I felt. Tired, moody, disconnected. Like I was losing myself in a game I couldn't win. So, if you've ever felt that too, just know you're not weak, you're not lazy. You're probably just overwhelmed, like so many of us. And now, it's time to ask, what is our mind really telling us when we scroll past everything and still feel heavy? What happens when screens become shields and our stress gets buried under pixels? Let's talk about it. Coming up next, screen time, stress time, what our mind says about online gaming.
We've seen how the pressures of school, family, and personal identity have driven many adolescents to the edge.
And while online gaming has become a coping mechanism for some, it also highlights the deeper emotional needs of today's youth. Because when the game ends, reality hits harder.
But in the Davao region, quiet solutions are starting to take root. They're not grand, but they're real, powered by trained health workers and listening ears.
Datu Nazar Ampatuan reports where one mental health initiative is quietly making a difference.
Thank you, Beyonce and Age. We are here at Guzman Street, one of many streets in Davao City now equipped with mental health desk office, part of the growing community-based mental health project in Region 11.
Since the program began, 19 practitioners have been trained to help identify, listen, and respond to emotional distress, especially among the youth. Without psychologists or formal counseling rooms, trained barangay workers are becoming the first line of support. And with the help from the ICRCS APCS program, even health centers in rural and conflict-affected areas now offer psychosocial support.
Tulog lang kay ako sabot sa gibatik kay sa mundang na lang kong dula no. Mubalik ra gyapon ko. Adik na lang ko. Sabot.
It's not a grand initiative, but here it's enough because sometimes all it takes is someone trained to ask, "How are you really?" And in San Pedro Hospital, there's always someone ready to listen, to say paminawon ti ka. If you or someone you know is struggling, here are places you can turn to.
Thank you, Nazar. A quiet movement with a powerful impact, and a reminder that mental health care begins with community.
And in places they have visited, that care is already saving lives, one conversation at a time. As screens become our escape, many silently struggle. But behind every silent cry for help, efforts are underway.
The question is, are we listening? Up next, a story of hope, healing, and how the system is slowly changing.
Magandang adlaw, Petron PH viewers. I'm reporting here in Barangay 14-2, where quiet corners have become spaces of healing and where conversations about mental health are no longer whispered. It wasn't always this way. For years, mental health concerns were left in the dark, buried under stigma, lack of access, and silence. But things are beginning to change.
Lusog Isip, a mental wellness app by the Department of Health, offers guided journaling, calming exercises, and a directory of services. It's free and it is saving lives. Kanang sa app, makapahungaw ko, makafeel ko nga dili ko nag-inusara. From the city to the CTOs, NGOs like #MentalHealthPH and Red Cross are bringing care closer to home. Workshops, school tours, and even mental health caravans are popping up across the country, where help comes with empathy, not judgment. Kanang dati, walay gusto mag-open up. Karon daghan na ang nagaduol ug nagapaminaw kami.
Mental health doesn't begin and end in hospital. It starts with understanding, continues with community, and grows when the government, NGOs, and the people work together. And though the journey is far from over, these efforts show us one thing. When care is local, digital, and human, healing becomes possible.
From crisis to care, it's not just a headline, it's a new way forward. And as we face the digital age together, let's remember, every mind matters.
From classrooms to computer screens, from city streets to paradise clinics, tonight we follow the quiet struggles behind the headlines.
We've heard the voices of the youth, the exhausted young adults, the gamers, the counselors. And one truth stands out. Mental health is no longer a hidden issue. It is a national concern.
And in places where mental health was once ignored, we now see action. Quiet efforts, but meaningful ones, that are saving lives.
This is Helpline PH, your pulse, your peace, your first choice.
Ang di niya lang alam at di ko masabi na ako'y isang Darna! Darna! Ang iniingat-ingatan ko
I changed my outfit, guys.
Down with new voices from
ako'y nananalangin na sana'y mawagin huwag sanang mabuting nagkatali kung aking
Gaming starts as fun, but in the
Okay. One take lang ha. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Mapia Mapita.